Hey, Carla Zen Queen here. Now, here we are back at the dashboard within our WordPress, and we've installed the WordPress on our domain. We've added some plugins, and then we're just going to go through some settings here that we're going to want to change. So I'm going to click Settings. These are the general settings. This is where you set your title. I did that when I installed the theme. You can go back and look at that video if you missed it. My tagline, which is in there, my WordPress URL, my email address, membership. I'm going to leave that for right now. You just want to leave these settings. I'm going to change my time so that your posts are showing up in the proper time. I believe I have to do, oh, I know what it is. I live in the west side of Minnesota, right on the North Dakota border. And so I have to pick there we go, North Dakota Center. I'm going to leave the date. The time is good. Week starts on Monday. I'm going to save that. It's going to tell me the time here so I can make sure that it's the right time. Yes, it's 2:55 in the morning. So we're still here under settings. So that was the general settings. We're going to go to writing. And this is pretty self-explanatory. I don't think there's anything in here that we need to change. The default post category, uncategorized is always the default. This is to set up posting from your email account. If that's something that you want to do, go ahead and do that. Right here, this is updating services. I'm going to remove this because every time you change something in here, it pings it. So until your site is finalized, you don't want to put those in there until afterwards. And sometimes I usually leave them out and ping them manually because when you're changing things in there, you don't want it pinging, trying to ping your site 50 million times. It'll get you blocked with Google and whatnot. So we're going to save the changes. And then we're going to go to reading and underneath the settings. And this we discussed in the theme when we installed our theme as well, whether you want your front page to display your latest posts or a static page. So we're going to leave that. The blog page shows at most 10 posts. I'm going to leave that. Syndication feed shows 10 items for each article in a feed. It shows the full text. Search engine visibility, it stays the same, so nothing I have to save there because I didn't change anything. So we're going to go to discussion. These are kind of up to you. If you don't know what these are, you can contact me on Facebook and I can fill you in on what they are. Let's see. Allow people to post comments on new articles. Obviously, you want people interacting with your stuff. The comment author must fill out name and email. Yes. Users must be registered and logged in to comment. Automatically close comments on articles. I don't do that one. Sometimes I will close the comments if I'm gonna, like when I work on my own sites, obviously I don't whip them out like I do if I'm working on them for a client. I can usually do those in a couple hours, but if I know my website's going to sit with WordPress installed on it, I will close out the comments. You will get comment spam if you don't have something to prevent that, and that's something that you can get a plugin for. So this just goes how your comment, these are your comment settings, and because I installed that Facebook comments on there, I don't really need to mess with this right now. I have it checked where you can email me whenever somebody posts a comment. I have them held for moderation because I want to be able to either approve or deny a comment. And that's here. So an administrator must always approve the comment. The comment author must have a previous approved comment. Now I usually change this here too to hold a comment in queue if it contains one or more links, because people will try to use your WordPress to spam their own links. So in this area, you can put in words in here. Like if you put WordPress in here, if they're trying to post something that has the word WordPress in there, it's gonna hold it in until you approve it. But I usually put it in there where I have to approve them all. Obviously, if you've got a bunch of visitors, eventually you're gonna want to change that and just let it go. So, and then your comment blacklist. This is words where again, these are blacklisted words, so if they have these words in there, they won't be posted. The avatars, you can choose to show avatars or not. Again, for this particular blog that I'm building, this site that I'm building, because I use that Facebook comments plugin, the avatars don't apply. So I did do some changing in here, so I'm going to click Save the Changes. Then we're going to go to Media. And this is just your settings for your images and how you want them organized. And that you can just change how you want them. I usually leave it alone. Permalinks. Now this is important because this is how your posts will show up, your URL. So default, it's just going to show that question mark P equals and then a number, or you can have the date, the date like this, and then where it says sample post here, this is what your title of your post, that's where that would be. I change these over to do like this. I want mine, I'm going to set up as categories. So I forget how that goes. I believe it is, you want the backslash, there we go. They're percentage marks. So it's a backslash, a percent sign, and then category, because I want the category name and then I want the post name. So that's why it's a custom structure. Otherwise it's going to be, numbered, or if you just chose the post name without the category, you would choose this one. So we're going to leave that. This is to change the category base, where if I wanted it to say, dog shampoo instead of the category, if I wanted every category to be dog shampoo, dog shampoo, dog shampoo, that's where I would change that. So all I did was put this in here, the category and the post name, and there's settings on WordPress, or there's information on WordPress for the different ways that you can have your posts show up. So I'm going to change it to that. And then the next thing you're going to want to update, now see here it's going to show, this is the settings for my Facebook comments, but I have to do a little app, and I'll probably do a video for that too, because it's pretty easy, and people think that doing the apps on Facebook are kind of hard, but they're not really. So we've done the general settings, the reading, writing, discussion, all that is set. So that's one more video out of the way. Looking at the time here. So we've installed the domain, or we've installed WordPress on the domain, and we've added our theme. We've added some plugins. We've done our settings. I know what we can do. We can go to users. The people that register for your website are going to show up in here. And this is me. Now I'm going to edit this And this is what you're going to want to do. Your username that you signed in with, remember when I told you you didn't want to, and this is in the other video when we installed the theme, or when we installed WordPress, excuse me. So when you set up your username, you don't want to stay with admin. I know that sounds kind of professional, but that is the default one and very easily hacked if somebody gets a hold of your password. So I always tell people change that, but change it to something relative to your website. You can use your own name, whatever. But your username, when you set that up, cannot be changed. Now your nickname and your display name, now this one up here, the username is what you log into your WordPress account, your website, your login. So your nickname you can change. You can see I've got a space between it where my username I do not. And then it gives you the option of how you want that displayed. So if you put your name in there, it's going to pull your name up too. And that's fine. Some people like that. Your contact information. Now this is all going to be public. So I tell people, it's just up to you what you want to display there. Now I'm going to go to my Facebook page because it does say Facebook profile URL. So I'm going to put in my, I went the wrong place. I'm going to get the URL for the page that actually goes along with that matches my domain. And that's another thing that I tell people to do. If you have a business domain, the first thing you're going to want to do is go over to that Facebook and create a page with the same name. So that's updated. Biographical info, that's just, what you want to say about yourself. This is where you would change your login password. We're not going to change that, so you just leave it blank. These are the WordPress SEO plugin that we installed. This is the title to use for the author page. And I'm just going to leave these blank. I don't, if it was branded to me personally, or I want to be known as a blogger, then that would be information. It just depends on what kind of business you're using the website for. So I did do some changes there. I'm going to update that. And it seems a little slow. And that's fine. But you can kind of see that it's a lot easier to set this stuff up than people really think it is. So just go up to your dashboard, and you can always go back up to dashboard, and it's going to bring you back to the main page. Like I said, this is a little slow tonight. And these settings right here, everything that we've gone through, this is how to change your theme without, going through here. But this is really where you want to get used to working from. This is where all your settings, like if I click on this SEO or I click on the dashboard here, like I said, I'm going to make a whole video for just that one. That's where all that information for that plugin is. So until the next video, peace.